Hello creatives, and welcome to day 13. Scratch that. Welcome to day 13 of our Listen and Share series for the month of July. My name is Jazelle, and I hope that you're doing well today. I am doing my morning walk. I like to mix it up depending on the day, and so for my full body days, I usually do either kickboxing or something full body exercise, or take really long walks because that really works out your glutes too and your arms, especially when you have weights with them. So I am taking you all along for today's message, and how fitting because it has to do with animals that you usually see outside. So for today's message, it is all about asking the question if your environment is aligning with the person that you are becoming or with the person that you are. I'm going to turn around because they're doing a little bit of construction and it gets really loud. So the question is, does your environment align with either the person you are or the person you are becoming? And this was brought to me. I was sitting in my car and I was sitting in like this grass area, and there were trees next to me, and I was just watching squirrels. There was like a couple of squirrels, and they were just going up the tree, down the tree. One squirrel was like trying to forage for food, and another squirrel was just kind of like running around. And as I was watching them, this download came of, look at these squirrels, okay? I have lived in the suburbs, I have lived in the hood, I've lived in the city, I've lived in a mixture of both of them. And there are certain animals or creatures that live in each of those parts, right? So in certain parts of the city, especially if it's a rough area, or if you live in New York City, you may find rodents like rats and things like that. You'll also definitely find in the city, almost any city, some type of a bird or pigeon or flying creature of that nature. Let's just say pigeons. And then in a lot of wooded areas or suburban areas, you'll find rabbits or raccoons or squirrels. And the list can go on. Just look outside your window, wherever you are right now currently, and consider the wildlife there. So as I'm watching these squirrels and I'm looking at them, it came to me like, I don't see as many squirrels climbing up trees in like city, you know, not city suburb, but like urban area. You don't see a lot of that. And equally so, I don't see a lot of pigeons here. There may be other types of birds, but I don't see pigeons. Mostly you would associate pigeons with the city life, urban life. You'll see them on top of buildings. You'll see them walking around the street like they own the place. You'll see them on maybe the electric lines going across to be warm. You'll see them nesting in different crevices of buildings and skyscrapers. That's kind of like their jam. These squirrels on the other end, I don't necessarily see squirrels, and you know, maybe if you do, go ahead, but I don't see squirrels like crawling up buildings. I don't see squirrels burrowing and making nests for their young on top of like these little ledges off of buildings. I'll see them in trees. I'll see them scurrying up trees. I'll see them maybe even trying to get into the neighbor's garbage. I'll see them digging. But I don't see pigeons digging for their food. I don't see pigeons scurrying up trees. Do you get what I'm saying? And so from that, it was like, okay, so if a squirrel knows innately what environment it belongs in, what environment is best for it to survive, to be a squirrel, whatever that squirreling is, to be that, why is it so difficult for me? Why is it so difficult for us? And we get into these environments. Let's keep with the squirrel and the pigeon analogy. We're a squirrel, but we're in the heart of urban city, concrete skyscrapers, very few grass areas. that are not intermixed or overrun by other people. And then we get confused, like, oh my gosh, something is wrong with me. I can't be a squirrel. I think I'm a squirrel. I feel like I was created to be a squirrel, but every time I try to climb up this building, I fail. Every time I try to make a home in this little top ledge of this random skyscraper, I fall. I keep failing. I keep falling. Something is wrong with me. I'm horrible. Or let's take it from the viewpoint of the pigeon, right? You are a pigeon, so to speak. And you are in this grassy area, bunch of trees, similar to what you see behind me. Trees, 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 grass. And you're like, okay, where am I gonna find my food? Where the humans at? How can I build my nest? You want me to dig? What? I'm supposed to dig? What am I gonna do with this tree? Where are the buildings where I can just chill? It's a silly example, and yet, man, it has been one that's caused me to think and really just evaluate where I am right now, evaluate where I have been, and evaluate where I am going, where I desire to go, evaluate who I am, and to really look and see, okay, going with the analogy again, I'm really not a pigeon and neither are you, but am I a squirrel or am I a pigeon? What is my environment saying to me? What is my environment mirroring back to me? What is it dictating to me? And when you really take a look at that, you'll begin to see that a lot of our quote unquote failures that we end up taking on and personalizing and beating ourselves up over really has to do with the external factors around us and has very little to do with who we are as a person, as a spirit, as a being. If our environment is off, then yes, you're gonna fail, baby. Like, you're not meant to be there, okay? If you are a polar bear, why are you in the Bahamas? You're gonna fail, right? And if you are a creature of, let's bring it to human terms, if you are a creature who thrives off of energy, thrives off of being surrounded by like-minded individuals, thrives off of fun and music and movement and colors, why are you being a hermit up in the mountains? If it's for a season, if it's for going internally and listening, if it's for a recuperation, if it's for a limited amount of time, that's one thing. But if you're there and that's your home, then you will start internalizing things and thinking that there's something wrong with you because it is not the right fit. It is not a place for you to thrive. It is not what's going to rejuvenate you. It is not what's going to mirror back to you who you are, who you came here to be, who you desire to be, and who you can be. It won't. It won't. It will not at all. So the question for you and for me today is our environment mirroring back or reflecting who we are as creatives, as people, as humans, as spirits, or who we desire to be, who we envision ourselves to be, where we are going, that dream, that goal, that vision we have for ourselves. We have to not just do the work internally, but also take stock externally. Ask those questions and begin to make those changes. And maybe that means shifting where you are. Maybe that means exploring a little bit more. Maybe that means going into different areas to see, okay, is this a better fit? But that is how you get out of this mind game, the mind gremlins going, this downward spiral of thinking that there's something wrong with you. When a lot of times it's just your environment. So do that work. Take a moment today, consider it, and begin to make the changes, one step at a time. If you liked this video, if you found that it was impactful, encouraging, if it struck a chord with you, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'm sharing. I want to hear from you too. So leave a comment below. Join us with the Creative Club, information below. Like, share, subscribe, and until tomorrow, peace. I'm going to finish my walk. Bye.